Hey, good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Saturday Sports Blast Show. My name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Saturday Sports Blast Show, along with Pensman Sports Brian Pettit, and I believe Leo will be coming up shortly. If Leo's going to be joining us this morning, we're not sure yet. So it's going to be a great morning here. We have some great topics to talk about. We're going to talk about what happened to Tony Romo, and I have some audio I'm going to play of a report of about Tony Romo and some other stuff going on as well here on the Saturday Sports Blast Show. We're going to get started with our divisions of the NFL. We're going to look at the AFC North today as well. We'll take a look at that also. And some more people from ESPN are getting let go. And, it's just been a big mess, but we'll go from there. All right. Hang on a second here. Let me get this. All right. We have with us by phone Pensman because, as usual, we're having some issues with the software here. Pensman, welcome to the show. Pensman's on by phone.
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me. So, I don't know what's going on, but let's get to it.
All right. We got it. All right, Pensman, try it now. Go ahead. Hold on a minute. I have this plugged in right. Just give me a second. What's going on with this? All right, try it now, Pensman.
All right.
Yep.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning,
better.
everybody. It's Saturday morning. Let's get the party started.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yes, it is.
All right.
So we're good to go here. As soon as I get the ticker take or the thing up here with for this, there it is, right there. Find it. There it goes. All right, there we are. All right, let's get this show on the road here right now. Let's get moving here. Let's see who we have in the comment section. All right, we got the same that person usually. Okay. All right, let's get started, guys. Tony Romo, sad to hear about what happened to him. He's been charged with which I'm going to take a look at right now because I had something ready to go, but that's not going to happen today. So, but hold on a second. Let me look at something here in regards to Tony Romo. He has been arrested and charged with OWI. Comes after he participated in a golf tournament. It says more details are emerging, and this is a report from Pro Football Talk. It says from Fox 8 News, apparently the first to obtain the arrest detention report. And it says that Tony Romo has been, CBS analyst Tony Romo has been arrested on suspicion of operating while intoxicated, which is a very rare thing that you hear. It's usually driving while intoxicated or whatever. But if he was operating a golf cart or whatever at a golf tournament, that could be what that's for. All right. And it says other important details have not been let out yet, but we'll find out what happens as we go. The arrest reportedly happened at 143 in Milwaukee, some 40 miles away, or at I-43 in Milwaukee. Romo is a native of Burlington, Wisconsin. It says Romo was at roughly 6:15 Central Time on Thursday. He was booked into the jail around 9:45 p.m. Central Time, was released around 11 p.m. Central. Guys, Tony Romo operating with while intoxicated. Let's get started with our opening segues here. We'll start with you, Pensman. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. You there, Pensman?
Yeah, you talking to me, or you? I
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm
sure if
talking
you
to
me
you.
abroad, but
No, I'm talking to you
yeah,
first.
you can find me on YouTube on Pensman Sports. You can mail me at pensmansports@gmail.com. But that's how you can get a hold of me.
All right, and Brian Pettit, welcome to the program, Sports Break Media. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing wonderful. It is a Saturday. It's been a crazy day already with all this stuff going on and everything. But no, you can find me on Sports Break Media on throughout the channels, YouTube, Facebook, all the platforms, and you can look me up on the Spotify now, or all the platforms on your devices for the podcast. So just look up Sports Break Media, and there you go.
All right, let's get started here. Tony Romo. We'll start with you, Brian. What are your thoughts on this situation with Tony Romo? Go ahead.
Well, it's like you said, Ralph. It keeps on and keep on. What do we say all the time when we talk about all these big professionals? And Leo is not here, but I'm going to throw him in there too. What do we always talk about? Leo says it. I say it all the time. And Pensman also says it. If you're going to do this stuff, have a designated driver, please. You need to stay. I mean, you're a professional and you have people looking up to you. You can't be doing this. You know, if I was in a professional, you can't do this, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
no, not at all. All right, joining us right now is Leo Haggerty from Himped Up Sports. Brian, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm introducing Leo, and then we'll get back to you in a minute. Leo, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and what's going on with you this morning.
Hey, you want to go with
you there, Leo?
Facebook? Check us out at Amped Up Sports. And we're rolling. And guys, I'm going to jump right in because there's absolutely no excuse for a wealthy individual to drive drunk, ever. You just pick up the phone, go Uber. You put on your payroll. 3 guys, 8-hour shifts. You're my drivers at my beck and call. There is no excuse for this. And again, he's got to realize, everybody's got to realize, let's take the worst case scenario. Forget being pulled over. You hit a kid. You got to live with that. And that's not pretty.
no, it's not.
No, not at all. All right, Brian, go ahead. All right,
No,
Brian,
it's
we'll
just
go back
that
to
on
you.
the.
Go ahead. I want to introduce Leo.
Okay. No, I just piggyback
Yeah, so
on
go
what
ahead.
Leo. I just want to piggyback on what Leo just said. Yeah, it's bad when you got, you know. So, I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to have somebody on it every time. I mean, if I was if I was famous like they are, or driving, if I want to go out there, I'm getting somebody that, hey, take me here, because I don't want to go get nobody's accident. Even if I did drink, I'd be like, hey, somebody send me way down outside. I'll call you. You know, anywhere.
You know what? And let me jump on that. The fact that, let's say you hit the lottery tomorrow.
Okay.
I never drive another day in my life. My driver is taking me everywhere, to church, to the airport. I am never getting behind the wheel again. There's no reason to, ever.
No, not at all. Right.
Nope.
All right. All right. Pensman's on by phone. Go ahead, Pensman. Tell us your thoughts on this Tony Romo thing. Go ahead.
Did Tony Romo actually drink, or did he have medication in his system? Because some medication makes you loopy.
I think he actually drank.
You have gabapentin, you have this, you have that, and I'm just saying there's a bunch of medication if you take it at a certain time that it can make you feel like you have DUI. You got marijuana in your system. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, and we can't always assume that it could be alcohol. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying that he was already intoxicated when he left the golf tournament. So that means if he was already intoxicated when he left there, he should have stayed behind, got sober, or have even somebody come and pick you up, leave your car there or whatever, come back and get your car later, whatever. You could have done anything than drink and drive like that.
Guys, I got to jump in on this now. I can tell you for a fact, there is an army of drivers at every golf tournament. They provide you transportation to and from where you're staying. This is just somebody stubborn enough to say, hey, I'm not drunk. No, just get in the daggone car and shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've never been to a golf tournament. In fact, the only time I've been to a country club is to DJ. I've never been there to golf, so I don't know.
You know what, guys? I was a driver when the Champions Tour was down here. I drove Gary Player. I drove a bunch of guys to and from, especially on that last day, to and from the airport and back. So It's there. He just didn't take advantage of it, and that's on him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way to sugarcoat this. And Pensman, I agree. If he's taking some medication, but he's got to know that too. I mean, this is 100% on Tony Romo. Period.
Yeah, well, Tiger Woods takes medication, and look at what that happens to him a lot. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, all right. Let me see what we got here today. All right, no, who cares about that? All right, see what we got here. All right, okay, Kick Network telling us we're on. Very good, thank you. All right, let's get into our divisions. We're going to break our divisions down of the National Football League today, and we're going to get started with the AFC North. And leading up to the season, training camp starts next week for everybody, and we're also going to break our own teams down. And then starting in September, we go into college football. So we're going to have our season number 2 of our college football weekly show, which will start, and we'll put the Saturday Sports Blast on the shelf until start the second season of that coming up after college football. So there you go, Brian. I told you we are going to go into season 2 on both of these. So there you go.
There you go.
know.
Yep.
All right. Let's get started. We'll start with you, Pensman. AFC North. Let's get started. Cleveland Browns. Go ahead.
The Cleveland Browns will always be the Cleveland Browns. We'll see what happens. Myles Garrett is no longer a Brown, so we'll see what happens with that team. We'll see if Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders will fight for the number 1 position. I don't know who's going to be there. We'll see how the new coach will turn out. Now that Stefanski's gone, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they have a little fight in this system, but I think they're going to be what the Browns are going to be, and that's going to be 7-9. So
Yeah, there you go. The Cleveland Browns will always be the Cleveland Browns. Brian, go ahead. Your thoughts. Cleveland Browns, go.
No, they're just They're just trash all the way around. I mean, let's see what they're going to do first, because they're going to. I don't know. We've talked about it most of the time about how the Browns are. They're just the Browns, I'd hate to say it, but if like we said, if Deshaun Watson throws interceptions, the crowd's going to be all over pushing Shedeur Sanders. But you never know what's going to happen. Let's just see what happens, and I would love to see what happens during the first 3 preseason they have. I just want to see what happens on that. Then we get a judge of who's going to do what.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Leo, go ahead. Cleveland Browns, go ahead.
I think if you called up Coach Todd Monken right now and said 7-9, he'd say, "Book it, Dano." 7-9 is a pretty darn good start. Well, it had to be 7-10. My fault.
Yeah, 7-10,
Yeah.
right?
If they win 7-8 games, take it now, because now they're on the right track. I think they're 2 or 3 years away from competing for the championship in the division, but get it going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. You know it. They have to do something, Cleveland Browns. They have to get this rolling. But Monken proved the point when they traded Myles Garrett that he's going to do it his way, and he's going to do it one way. And if you're not on the ship with him, out the door you go. I was surprised when they traded Myles Garrett. I believe Monken you did that to set the example to say, hey, look, culture's going to change here. I'm the coach. We're going to do it this way. And you know what? That's a brave move, a gutsy move, and a move that could work for the Cleveland Browns, because we don't know if Myles Garrett would have been a distraction. We don't know if he couldn't get along with Monken. We don't know the scenario, what goes on there, unless we're in the locker room. So,
you know what, Ralph? Once they got rid of Jim Schwartz and didn't make him the head coach,
that
may have put Myles Garrett in a different frame of mind. But I don't think it was a punishment. I don't think it was, hey, I'm setting an example. They got a pretty good player coming back in verse, and they got some great draft picks.
Yeah, they did.
Finally, Cleveland is playing the long game. They needed that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move on. Cincinnati Bengals. All right, Zach Taylor on eggshells this year. Last year he had to fire. He was told to fire his coordinators. He almost got fired. And this year he's on eggshells. We'll start with you, Leo. Go ahead.
it's time to put up or shut up if you're Joe Burrow. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and a lot of people criticize him because he gets hurt. You don't try to get hurt; it happens. It's the National Football League. He's got to play 17 games for Cincinnati to even have a shot at the top. Yeah, and they've got probably the best wide receiver twosome that anybody has. But Burrow's got to stay healthy. Bottom line.
Yeah. Oh, he
Yep.
does. Yeah. Yeah. Well, not only that, he has to get a good offensive line. Leo, look at the Super Bowl. The Rams ate him alive. They have not had a good offensive line in a long time. They drafted that bum Ladarius Mims. He hasn't done anything. So I mean, and you have to have a good line for Joe Burrow too. Pensman, go ahead. Cincinnati Bengals.
If the Cincinnati Bengals fix their offensive line, like you said, they will be, and if they stay healthy, they will, and injury free, they will be a threat. They have Jamar Chase, and then they got all these wide receivers. They got all these top 10 wide receivers. They just can't get right at the right time. It's just they keep getting hurt. And Jamar Chase always tweaks something. He's got turf toe, and he's got his knee injury, and we'll see what happens. But if this team stays healthy, I think they have a chance to make a run and they can win the division if they stay healthy, because they always have good backs. So
yeah, we'll see what happens to Zach Taylor. Like I said, to bring a new coordinator, so let's see where that goes as well. What Zach Taylor needs to do is be the head coach, not the offensive coordinator as well. He needs to bring in a good offensive coordinator that can coordinate the game, and he just become the head coach. Brian, go ahead. Your thoughts, Cincinnati Bengals.
I think Burrow needs to step up a little bit in his injuries too. It is an injury bug when he gets on the field, and I would like, they got a good receiving core, and like everybody else has said, but I think they can actually go for the champion. They could actually be in the Super Bowl if they get some big wins. So we'll see what they got, but other than that, they got to stay healthy. So yeah, I think they can. I think they'll lose like 2 or 3 games this year.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. All right, next, Baltimore Ravens, and Jesse Minter Jr. is their head coach. Let's go with you, Pensman. You're first. Baltimore Ravens. Go ahead.
like I always talk about when we go on there, but Jesse is my boy because he came from Michigan. I don't know. Lamar Jackson, they say he's the best quarterback in Baltimore history. I disagree, but that team is a wreck, and if they stay good and they have help, they lost Hollywood Brown. He went to the Chiefs, and we'll see what happens with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's getting older, so his legs are not going to be his factor, but we'll see what happens with that. But the Baltimore Ravens are a tough team. They're scrappy, and they're always going to be there in the end. Thank you for missing that extra point that gave us the division.
Yeah.
But they're gonna come back and for vengeance, and they're gonna come back and play hard.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know it. All right, Leo, go ahead. Your thoughts on Baltimore Ravens?
It's crazy when you think about that division. That Zach Taylor is the dean of coaches in that division. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
they rolled it over, and I'm wondering about week 5, 6, or 7 if the Baltimore fans don't go, man, I miss John Harbaugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Todd
Jim
Monken.
Harbaugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's. I think with Jesse Minter, you're going to see a more structured offense, a lot more of the running game. That they're going to have to protect their defense a little bit, and keep them off the field, because right now in the NFL it's an offensive league. You got the quarterback, but anytime you got a quarterback who uses their legs as a prime directive, you're always one play away from an injury, and that's a problem.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's starting to become like a Baker Mayfield, switching offensive coordinators every other year. So, but
well, you know what, guys? That's the nature of the beast. If you have
oh yeah,
a really good season, your offensive coordinator is going to get a head coaching job. If you have a bad one, he's getting fired. So it's time to stop even using that as a crutch. It's going to happen. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's going to have to adjust. Brian, go ahead. Your thoughts on the Baltimore Ravens?
I think the Baltimore Ravens and the since the Bengals are going to have one they're going to have what is it a showdown. These two teams could actually win their division if they can, So big things for Baltimore Ravens, and it could be a shootout this year, I think.
Yeah, it could be anybody's division, but I'm not looking at it that way because I think these other three teams are weak, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do pretty well as we lead into them next. I like Mike McCarthy. I wanted Mike McCarthy. He's got 5 years. I think within the 5 years, my prediction is 2 AFC championship games and at least 1 Super Bowl. That's my prediction. If we get 1 Super Bowl out of Mike McCarthy, that's a bonus. So, but I'm thinking I like the hire of Mike McCarthy and then bring in a young guy or groom a young guy and bring him in and move him up. That's probably what the plan was. Smoking Jim Frazier said this. He's my co-host on Sports Corner radio show. He said that we needed to get a bridge coach when Tomlin stepped away, and this is the perfect bridge coach if that's the plan, and I believe we're looking at that plan. All right, Brian, you start first. Pittsburgh Steelers, go ahead.
I just don't, and I know that y'all have been talking about it, Ralph, but I just don't like Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's my concern.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we're gonna go into that, you need a quarterback that can lead you, and he's a lot slower. You could see it on some of the plays last year where he could have stepped through the pocket and took off, and he just kind of sat there, and he had open lanes because me and Pinsman did some of the recaps, and we did all the games last year, a little bit of the reaction games, and it just looks like he got slower and slower. So, you got to have at least a quarterback to get in the pocket and throw it downfield because he can't throw it far now. And some of these times where you got to throw it sometimes deep, or you got to take off and run when you get that little gap, and you got to watch out for your blind side too, and we'll just have to see though.
Yeah, absolutely. Good, Leo. Your thoughts, Pittsburgh Steelers. Good.
They didn't sign Aaron Rodgers to run the football. That's for sure. No. But I'll tell you what, whoever can get to 11 wins in this division, and that may be asking a lot, 10 wins may win this division because they are just going to beat each other to death. It's just the nature of the beast. I think it's going to be like last year. It's going to come down to that last 2 weeks of the season when they're playing each other. And I like what Pittsburgh's doing in terms of, okay, we're going to go with Aaron Rodgers. We're going to try and figure out what the next step is. We got a coach who isn't tied to this. He's here for 5 years. Let's see what we can get out of Aaron Rodgers. Let's see if he can get us to a playoff game. They're nowhere near a Super Bowl right now.
No,
not at all.
No. Not at all.
And again, the one thing you can count on with the Rooneys is they will think into the future. Where do we want to be in 2 or 3 years? That's the key. And the biggest problem they got, Ralph, is, you talk about mediocre Mike, but he never had a losing season. McCarthy better not have an 8-9 or worse, or there'll be some rumblings there in the Steel City for sure.
Oh, you know it, Leo. I mean, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mike McCarthy's a smart guy. He's a detail-oriented coach, and he's got a good coaching staff that's there. He's got some players. They're buying into his system. He's doing some different things this year, like removing the benches away from practice where you can't go and sit down. You have to stand. I mean, that's just the start of it. And, I've talked to some of the guys who are in the locker room there, some of the reporters, and they're telling me it's like night and day. So with Mike McCarthy compared to Mike Tomlin. So we'll see what goes on with this. Pensman, Pittsburgh Steelers, go ahead.
before I give my take for the season, I want to make a message to Steeler Nation. Steeler Nation, I'm disappointed in you. We are not, I repeat myself, we are not going to get every wide receiver that's available, everybody that's available. We are not going to get. We are not going to get Brandon Sorsby. Get Brandon out of your mind.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
tired. I'm tired of hearing this. But we are not. We have Rudolph. We have Drew Aller, Will Howard, and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is last year, and then Drew Aller or Will Howard is going to take over. So we're not going to get Sorsby. We're not going to get every player. Just get it over with. But Mike McCarthy, I'm mad about his schedule, about training camp, but what he's doing is fine. He's refreshed. He got away from Dallas, which was a nightmare. Now he's cool and collect. He's relaxed. He's refreshed. He's not burned out. So we'll see how he does. And Brian, to take back what you said, that Aaron Rodgers can't run 20 yards anymore because he's old and slow. So I'm just letting you know that. But that's my take on the Steelers. The Steelers will be fine. They got a draft pick. They got Bernard. They got a whole bunch of players. We'll see how Metcalf does in season 2. He came in late in the draft, in the trade. I mean, we'll see what happens with him now that he's got a full season under his belt. So I'm looking forward to it. I have him going 11 wins.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, we could do 11. I'm going 12. I think the Steelers are better, and I think this division the Steelers can have it for the taking. I just don't see these other 3 teams being that good. I think the Steelers will take it this year again. All right.
Hey, guys, I want to throw this out.
Go ahead.
Why can't anybody just sign Brendan Sorsby right now?
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I mean, you said, okay, we're not going to draft him. So why can't the Philadelphia Eagles just go, we're going to offer him a contract? What's stopping that from happening?
That's a good question. That's a real good one. I like that question. So, but I just think that there's a lot of politics involved in this. His gambling issues, I guess, got to some people. And, of course, everybody gambles now. And, it took forever for Pete Rose to get into for him to get into the Hall of Fame or get released to get into the Hall of Fame because of this, his gambling problems and things like that. So, but we'll find out what happens with, as we go along with Brandon Sorsby. But like Pensman said, we need to stop at Steeler Nation. Amari Cooper's available. Oh, Beckham Jr.'s available. Oh, so-and-so's available. If George Pickens became available, let's bring George back and, whatever. Let's stop doing that, Steeler Nation. Come on, not this year. Let's just go with what we have. If we're going to get somebody, that's a bonus. If we're not going to get somebody, fine. But you know what? Stop that. Don't do this year, Pittsburgh fans. Grow up. It's time to stop doing that because every year, like Pensman said, we get into this funk about how, we're going to get Amari Cooper. Oh, we should go after that guy. Leave it go. We got Pittman. We got Metcalf. We got Bernard. I hear Roman Wilson's coming around this year. I hope if he stays healthy, he has to up his game. We got a few other guys, that we can deal with and play with. We got a better offensive line, better defensive line, better coaches, better everything. I think the Steelers are going to have a pretty decent year this year. That's just my thoughts on that. So, and then, all right, let's move on real quick, get back into our football, our NFL teams that are on the panel here. But first, I don't want to forget LeBron James to the Philadelphia 76ers. I called this Wednesday night on Steel City Sports World. Some people need to take their L because I called this. Others said that he was going to Golden State. Some people said he was going somewhere else. I said it. He was going to Philadelphia, and everybody thought I was wrong and crazy. I said he's going to a winning team. Philadelphia's it. And I know, and I said that, and guess what? He's going to be a 76er. Pensman, start with you. Go ahead.
Well, the New York Knicks won the championship last year. They haven't done anything since 73. Now the 76ers haven't done anything since 1983. So now that the Sixers got their Phillies Pete Rose, can the Sixers actually do something? The Sixers went out and got Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Now we got LeBron James, the king of NBA, the leading scorer. I don't know. I don't know if he does a lot of brick shots, if he ball hogs. I'm scared how he's gonna play. Brian, you and I watch NBA. You and I cover games. We'll see how. I don't know. I'm just nervous how LeBron's gonna be. He's not gonna be the LeBron that was in Miami or in Cleveland when he won the titles. We'll see how he is, but we'll see how Jaylen Brown and him mesh up. We'll see how Embiid does. Embiid missed like 20 or 50, 100 games in the last 3 years. So we'll see how he does with his knee and see if he has his seat warmed up in the bench. But we'll see how he does on that. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. The New York, like I said, the Sixers could win the championship and get the 83 slump out since the Knicks got the 73 slump out. So that's my take on it.
All right, Leo, go ahead.
I am not happy. I'll be honest with you. This could be the biggest fail in Philadelphia since Mike Mamula. And when you look at what's going on, the Sixers had it perfect. They brought in Jaylen Brown. Now they've got 2 stars. Well, really 2.5. Embiid got to stay healthy. Now you bring in LeBron James, and guess what, guys? There's only 1 ball. And there's the problem.
One bowl of food and a bunch of dogs. And
right.
One bowl
and
of food, you know.
They got to figure out who's going to be the guy and who's going to be the guy after the guy. That means 2 of those guys, Maxey, Brown, Embiid, LeBron, are going to have to play second and third fiddle. And if you look at the NBA, and again, forget about the Knicks. They had the easiest path to the finals I've ever seen. They played the 6th, 7th, and 8th place team. They didn't get the Celtics. They didn't get the Pistons. Duh. They had an Uber ride to the finals. But I'm not really happy about this. I think you can have too much talent. And what are you going to have to do to make LeBron happy? I don't think he hits into that starting rotation. I think he's the guy coming off the bench that gives them life, because they're going to change the name from the 76ers to the 42ers. That's what LeBron is.
42ers, I like that. There you go. All right, guys, we're going to go. Or Brian, go ahead. LeBron James.
I didn't see this coming, but most of the people actually had him going to Golden State, other places, but I didn't see this coming. And this was a surprise when it hit. I was like, oh no. And then when I found out who's he playing, who's on the team, it's like the old guys basketball league, they're getting older. I mean, 2 years, it's the league is gonna change in next year and the next. So, this is gonna be an accidental thing. And it's like Leo said, this is an accident to be happening. Let's see what happens on that side. It's
I'm
just crazy.
just wondering, guys, if his son is part of this deal.
And
the Sixers were the only ones who would say, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, that could be. You never know. The son might come right behind him. You don't know. Yeah,
but I do like
an interesting scenario right there. I like.
But
that.
I do like his a 2-year for $8 million. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The money was definitely right.
Yes, Benjamin, go ahead.
My other question that piggyback on Leo, what he said, I'm just wondering where Bronny's going to go now and see if they rip the Band-Aid off and see if they can split apart.
Yeah, that's going to be the key thing. And if they do, can Bronny play, without his dad? That's going to be the interesting part there. We have to look at that scenario too. All right.
Yeah.
Can we be honest here, guys? The only reason Bronny's in the league is dad. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on. Our teams, the ones that we cover, the 4 of us here. So we'll start with you, Leo. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What are they looking like this year? Where are they going to go? And let's go.
There are 2 big question marks sitting right now. One is how much are you going to pay Vita Vea? And how are you going to pay Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm going to start with Baker first. Here's your problem. It can't be the next guy up salary. You pay Baker Mayfield $55 million. That breaks the bank. You're going to have to get rid of so much talent. It's going to hamstring this team. What I think they are trying to do, and I think here's what the holdup is. Yeah, we'll pay you $50 million. We'll pay you $52 million, but we're only going to guarantee a piece of that. And I think that's where the stumbling block is in the negotiation, is they're trying to come up with what that guaranteed money is. And again, is Baker Mayfield a good quarterback? Yes. Is he a great quarterback for this franchise? Yes. Because there is no plan B if Baker gets hurt. But you got to come up with some reasonable number. My thing was, okay, pay him $50 million on paper, but guarantee 35, 36.
Yes. Yes.
That way, great. If we want to stick around, because Baker has the history, and it's not his fault because Baker's a football player. He's not a quarterback. He plays hard. He plays the game hard. And that means he's going to get hurt. He's had trouble putting 17 games together. And that's going to be the biggest problem. But if Baker Mayfield can play 17 games and they can get Vita Vea happy with his new contract, they are extremely happy about Ruben Bain being on the edge. Now, all of a sudden, you're starting to get pressure not only up the middle with Vita Vea, but on the edge with Ruben Bain, which they never had. I think Todd Bowles is having a come to Jesus meeting with himself. Are we going to stick with the 3-4? Or are we going to go to the 4-3? Because that's the biggest decision they got to make is come up there. And everybody's getting better in the NFC South. New Orleans,
exactly. Yeah.
Atlanta, Carolina, they're all getting better. They're catching up to you. And, all of a sudden, number 13 isn't there in the red zone. That's going to be huge. No Mike Evans.
Right.
So, I'm saying 9, 10, maybe 11 wins. Maybe. But this may be another division where 9 or 10 wins it. Or again, this is coming down to the last week. No doubt about it. Nobody's going to run away and hide.
Carolina went to the playoffs last year, 8-9. So,
yeah.
I mean,
nobody's going to run away and hide. That's for sure.
Right. Oh, exactly. All right, Pensman, go ahead. Steal us. Go ahead.
Do my ears deceive me? Did I just hear Leo just say the Atlanta Falcons is getting better?
Yeah, they honest to God, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Because they turn around and give it to number 7, which is what I think Stefanski's going to do a lot of. Bijan Robinson is a beast. Flat out beast.
Yeah, I know. I had to give you a hard time, but
please.
Anytime. The only weak spot I have on the Steelers is the running back. Jalen Warren is probably going to be number 1. We don't know what Rico's going to do, and I don't know what Caleb's going to do after last year. Caleb Johnson I don't know where they're going to put him at. So
yeah, he's the unknown, and you know what? I wanted them to draft him, and I sat at a draft party and said we're going to take Caleb Johnson from Iowa. I was right, but then now look where we are with him, Pensman, and I agree with you on that. But go ahead.
Yeah. We got the Iowa punt returner, which is good. So,
yeah, exactly.
So I'm just looking forward to that. But that's the only weak spot I have.
Yeah, they finally listened to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and went and got himself a kick returner, an actual kick and punt returner, not somebody who, hands out water or whatever, and can't return.
You and I wanted the Pittsburgh punt return, Desmond Reed.
Yes, I wanted Desmond Reed. Yes, I did from Pitt because I think he was like number 1 or 2 in the country or tied for the most yards and return punts behind that kid, the one that we drafted from Iowa. So.
Right.
Brian, go ahead. The
49ers. Oh,
Francisco 40 Whiners, I call them. Go ahead.
no, that can't be the Whiners this year. We got there's enough talent there's enough talent this year that can actually make a good playoff contenders. Several areas where I think they got to stay healthy. You got Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa. That was her. They need to improve on their run defense, generate more pass rush. They do have now Mike Evans. That would be a big addition to helping out with that thing. They need to cut down on the finish. They need to cut down on the penalties. Also, finish in the red zone. They missed a lot on the red zone last year. They got to improve on the special teams.
Yes.
And the biggest thing is they got to close out the games that they're leading. Last year,
right.
better.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is what we talked about it.
Clock management, Brian.
Bad
clock management by Kyle Shanahan. Horrible.
And cut down on the penalties too.
Yes.
I mean, so all in all, these improvements, there's 7 areas. Stay healthy, stop the run, create more sacks, pressure because they didn't have any, score touchdowns in the red zone instead of kicking a field goal, reduce penalties and upgrade special teams, and finish the games. And that's what I think. If they can do all that, then they can make a deep playoff run throughout the whole inside. Yeah. But signing Mike Evans gives Brock Purdy another elite talent. So it gives another, with Greenlaw there, Nate Hubbs is going to be there. So we got some pretty big stacked thing, but they got to all stay healthy, Last year it was injury prone. So that's what I think.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into actually, guys, if you would like to, we can indulge into another division because we have a little bit of time.
Well, Ralph, I want to ask Leo something.
Good.
And I know this is Leo. I know you covered the thing last week. What did you think about the whole entire media from the SEC? Give us some insight on some of that.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, guys. Put your seatbelt on because there was the bombshell dropped at the SEC. We're sitting there, and Pete Golding comes out, gets to the podium, and he says, "You guys aren't going to believe this. We just got done, the SEC head coaches, having a meeting with the College Football Playoff Selection Committee." Wait till you hear this. They told us that for strength of schedule, a win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's home or away. And Pete Golding just went ballistic. You're trying to tell me a win in the SEC on the road doesn't count more than a win at home? He said, in the 9 years I've been in the SEC, we lost 2 home games. So it's, and again, I'm one of the biggest critics of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. The fact that they can't, Brian, can you imagine this? Clemson's going to go to Death Valley, the opening game. If they win, the committee just go, oh, ho hum, another win. No, this was insanity. And the rest of the coaches that came up on the podium said, they were asked, hey, did that really happen? Yep, that's the way it went down. Again, the selection committee has lost all touch with reality. You walk into a 100,000 plus seat stadium, you walk into Tennessee, they're singing Rocky Top. You walk into LSU Death Valley on a Saturday night, and they're yelling, go Tigers. You walk into Mississippi State, and they're bringing those cowbells. It's a hard place to win. And the fact that you're not getting credit for it tells me that the committee has no clue. Here's the second one, guys, and you're going to love this one. The new commissioner, the new supervisor officials, John McCade, come from the NFL. They bring him in right before lunch. Everybody's left. I'm still sitting there. They go, we'd like to bring John McCade, and he would like to answer any of the questions you have. I said, you ain't going to want to hear this. Said, no, bring it. All right, guys, get ready. I'm going to give you the Reader's Digest version. I said, when are you going to start enforcing the pants to the knee rule? He said, you know what? I've told my officials that if it's egregious, like if you're wearing something that doesn't even get close, they're to tell that player to fix it now. I said, hallelujah. The second thing, targeting. Are you going to stop looking at that in slow motion? Because the game's not played in slow motion. He said, not only we're going to look at it in fast motion, we're also going to look at catch, no catch in fast motion. Because again, the game's played there. And when you look at all this happening now, the fact that referees are realizing, and you can't tell, oh, and here's another one, guys. I'm going to throw this out. Targeting. Guess how many targeting multi-time offenders they had last year?
I'm
Six.
gonna say 6.
Six. They only had 6 guys that were caught targeting 2 times. So it is working. He said the biggest problem is not these kids. They're trying to do this. They're just getting in a bad position. And I said, you know what? Here's my problem. I'm a defensive back, and I know I played, but it wasn't during the leather helmets era. But when that guy changes his position, if he lowers his head, if he starts to go to the ground, I don't have the time to change where I'm going to hit him. I may hit him in the neck area. I may hit him there. But you got to take into consideration what that guy is doing and when he's doing it. They don't take in time and space. They're going to try to start doing that now. So, yeah, that's the up. And I went real quick. I went to the American one yesterday, and the commissioner, he said, look, if we go to 24 teams, that's fine. But you got to add 2 more teams from the group of 6. You can't just start adding middle of the road SEC and Big Ten teams to that 24.
And Leo, did you ask the question that you wanted to ask the other day, that you told everybody that you were going to ask the commissioner for the SEC? Did you actually ask that question?
I didn't have to. Somebody else did. And it was crazy because, what I was going to ask, I said, you say you're the best conference top to bottom. I said, I think you may have to change that. You're the best conference almost to the top to bottom. And that's the biggest problem right now is they're going to 9 conference games. That means somebody is going to play 5 road games in the SEC. Think about this now, guys. When you're looking at the middle of the pack in the SEC, catch these names. Alabama, Oklahoma, Auburn, Tennessee. That's middle of the pack. That's insanity. That conference is just basically eating their young, for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I used the Florida Gators as a prime example. They used to be prominent. You don't even hear from them anymore. I mean, it's like, with the SEC.
Oh yeah.
So, but Pensman, your thoughts on what we're talking about at the SEC conference? Go ahead. Pensman. I don't even know if he's still here.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Pensman, real quick, let me throw this out too. Somebody asked Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri, what needs to be fixed for the NCAA? He said, well, I'm a math guy. You can't have 3 variables in a problem and expect to fix it. You can't have the problem of no cap on the NIL, unlimited eligibility, and unlimited use of the portal. He said, they can't fix those 3 things. But if they don't, and this was amazing, he said, this is unsustainable. It's just throwing money after money. So, yeah, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you, Pensman, but I had to throw that last minute.
No, you're good. No, you're good. The SEC needs to just be better and just need to play better, and the NIL needs to be controlled. So
yeah, exactly. That's been their biggest Achilles heel is the NIL.
Well, they're getting outspent by the Big Ten. That's the real problem.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll talk about our conferences. Brian and I, ACC, AAC with Leo, and Big Ten coming up with Pensman and Michigan. Okay, one last topic, and then we're going to do our closing statements here. UFL has decided to put business advisors into every single team, and Birmingham may be pulling out because of attendance issues And this is something I can't figure out. Why in the world Birmingham cannot support this football team? I don't get it. There's nothing really there other than the Alabama what is it, Alabama Birmingham or whatever the team's called, UAB. What is the problem here with this UFL and this Birmingham team? We'll start with you, Brian. Go ahead.
That's it. I mean, I don't know what the problem is, but they got to have some money somewhere. But if they're going to close the doors, we know that this thing is not going to work out. And you could see in a couple of years that the whole entire league shuts down because they don't have a lot of money. So maybe they don't have a lot of money. I kind of thought about it when you brought up the question last night. Maybe they don't have the funding like they used to,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you gotta pay. I mean, you gotta think about this. If you're gonna do a pro team, college team, a high school team, all this, you gotta have funding for all this. You gotta keep up with the people that do your turf. If you gotta put in new turf, you gotta put in new. It's kind of like an all-way thing. You gotta pay the people there that in your league, and it just gets more expensive because grass is getting more expensive. You got to go up on food a little bit here and there, gas prices, and they might not have funding for everything else. That's what my thought was last night when you brought up the whole thing. Maybe it's a kind of a funding thing.
Yeah, it has to be something because I can't figure out how in the world that team doesn't make any money in that area. I mean, they basically they don't have really anything else. So you would have figured that would be the situation there. All right. Wait a minute here. Hang on a minute. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Let's move on here. Leo, go ahead. Your thoughts on this UFL thing? Business advisors now and marketing, they're going to try to get all these teams to get attendance boosting higher and things like that. Go ahead, Leo.
You know what, guys? Let's be honest. This is a made-for-TV league. Let's look at the eyeballs. If they got eyeballs on this, they're not a problem. I got a feeling the viewership is going down. And because of that, sponsorship money is going down. That's probably the biggest problem. And I'm going to equate what's going on in the UFL with the WNBA. You got to figure out what to push. The WNBA, they're the dumbest people in the world because Caitlin Clark, just whether you like it or not, you got a straight, white, good-looking woman who everybody wants to see play. The rest of them, they don't because they don't bring eyeballs. The UFL needs to figure out, okay, what is going to drive people to watch and what's going to drive people to get to the stadium. And you know what, fellas? The bottom line is if you win, they will come, but you got to win. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pensman, go ahead. Your thoughts. Birmingham Stallions, UFL. Go ahead.
The UFL's got to stop comparing to the NFL. The UFL's just started and they just trying to get their feet wet. They just need to get what they need, like money balls. They got to get the money and work with what they have and not extend what they don't have. And they got to stop taking loans out and then try to make bigger than they really are. But eventually down the road, I think they're gonna explode. But right now, they just got to work with what they have. They need to do more advertisement. So that's my take on that.
All right. Today, I want to put a shout out to the Pittsburgh Passion. They're in the women's championship game to win the women's football league trophy. They're going to be playing the Minnesota Vixens today at 2:00. They bumped the game back to 2:00. It was supposed to be tonight at 7 at Canton, Ohio, at the Hall of Fame at Tom Benson Field tonight. Good luck to the Passion. I hope they win. Somebody needs to bring a championship to Pittsburgh, and if they do win, Pittsburgh will be the city of champions again because last year the Pittsburgh Riverhounds won the USL championship. So the Steelers will be, or the Pittsburgh will be the city of champions. And I'm not taking anything away from the Passion or the Riverhounds, but it's really sad that those are the teams that have to win because the Steelers, the Penguins, and the Pirates haven't done too much of anything lately. So there you are with that. All right, let's get our our closing statements in here and whatnot. Pensman, we'll start with you. How can people get a hold of you? And go ahead with your closing statement. Go ahead.
You can find me on YouTube on Pensman Sports. Trying to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. I'm at 1257, 1256. I keep playing the seesaw game, but I'm trying to hit the 2,000. But if you like the Yankees, if you like the Steelers, if you like the Penguins, and if you like the Knicks, come to my channel. I cover all those teams. So please come in and subscribe. Please subscribe to Ralph Williams RW Media as well. So,
and also Brian Pettit, Sports Break
Yep,
Media as well. And
there you go.
also Leo, go ahead. Amped Up Sports. Go ahead. What's going on with Amped Up Sports and whatnot? Go ahead.
Well, the Rays are still at the top of the American League East. They had the bad luck of picking up Boston right out of the All-Star break, and the Red Sox were on fire. But they turned it around, went up to Toronto, and then won 3 out of 4. So now they're heading back here. I think the Guardians show up this weekend, but the Rays doing the Rowdies are still at the top of the United Soccer League. Got that going. In another 10 days, we're going to start seeing training camps open both in the NFL and USF. So
Yes.
it's going to be a really hectic time once August rolls around. But you know what, guys? You can't call it a job when we go and watch football, right?
Yep.
No, exactly. All right, Brian, go ahead.
No,
Brian,
you can
Brian
you can
Pettit.
find me on multiple platforms under Sports Break Media. Also, we have now up on most of the other platforms like your podcast. So go tune in to Sports Break Media on the podcast. So most of the shows are actually on there, uploaded, and you can actually listen to them instead of going on YouTube now. So most of the I just posted some of them as of last week. So yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Ralph, real quick, we
you
need
bet.
to touch on this. 30 seconds. Did you see the guy Kim shot 59 yesterday?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing. He birdies the last 4 holes, and they weren't tap-ins. They were 30, 35 footers. So he earned that 59.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Hey,
All right.
Ralph.
Yes, go ahead, Pensman.
I gotta get going. So
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go
Okay.
ahead. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Pensman Sports. Okay, guys. You can get a hold of me at YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick platforms we're on. We're also going to be, I'm on the radio. Don't forget this afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m., the Sports Corner radio show on AM 1250, The Answer, and 92.5 on the FM dial. It's with me, Ralph Williams, the return of Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And that's this afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m. and every Saturday, part of the Saturday of Ralph. And also, don't forget tomorrow. And let me get that up here and moving here as soon as I can find it. There it is right there. The Ralph Williams Show, now 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with co-host Tony Moreno on 1250 a.m. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial, the Ralph Williams Show. And we have a lot to talk about tomorrow as well, just like I did this earlier this morning on the Ralph Williams Show from 8 to 9 as part of the Saturday of Ralph, every single Saturday, right here on our social media platforms and on the radio markets. And please don't forget sponsorship advertising. You see the ticker take at the bottom. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well to my YouTube channel, Pensman Sports. Don't forget to tune into the stuff that Leo has going on with Amped Up Sports on their Facebook page, and several other colleagues that work with Leo there as well. And we have a lot going on. Until next week for the Saturday Sports Blast Show, I'm Ralph Williams, and please, by all means, be safe. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
Have a good week, guys.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.
No, not yet. Hold on.